The last 2 mornings I have hit huge obstacles before 9 a.m. Ridiculous starts to the day. Yesterday was a personal obstacle and this morning was a work obstacle. I want to share with you those obstacle stories so that you can overcome the challenges whenever they come your way because they are inevitable. I'm Josh, PreferableLife.com. First off, congratulations for hitting an obstacle, because that means you are making forward progress and you are directing your life and not drifting in it. So hats off to you. The obstacle I hit yesterday was a personal obstacle. So after my morning routine, I don't remember exactly what the wife and I connected about. We might have been doing some business planning or something, I don't remember exactly. But it caused this negative feeling in me and kind of like a she doesn't care. I knew that it was all wrong and a lie and that kind of a thing. But it really caused a huge dent, a huge roadblock to my day. Probably for half of my day or so, I was stuck, I was frozen, I was checked out, turned off, and just a no fun situation. And this morning I hit a work obstacle. After my morning routine and all that stuff, I went to the computer to start doing some work tasks, and my computer just crashed on the first thing that I tried to do, turned it back on, got it going, and crashes again immediately. Turned it back on, got it going, crashes again immediately. How do we overcome these obstacles? What do we do whenever we face them? That's what this video is all about. So the first part in overcoming obstacles is you got to know why you want to overcome it. You have to know where you're going, what you're doing. Why do you want to overcome this obstacle? Why do you want to break through this challenge? Because your why is what drives, supports, affirms all of the actions that you need to take to accomplish the goal that you're trying to accomplish. I'll put a link to a video on how I got my big why, my big 2-year goal that I am going for. And so these obstacles are just little dents, little bumps in the long road that I am journeying for my preferable life. And that's the first thing you got to do, is you got to know what you are wanting to overcome, who you're wanting to be, where you're wanting to go, all those kinds of things. So you got to have a roadmap, you got to have a why defined, and that is the fundamental of giving you the courage and strength and empowerment of overcoming the obstacles that you face. So the personal obstacle, how that was resolved, it wasn't resolved yesterday, it was resolved this morning in my morning routine. You gotta have a action plan, a life plan, you gotta have resets, is what I call it. The morning routine is the most powerful one, is a reset from the day before, a wipe the slate clean of all the stuff, and just gives you fresh vision, new insight into challenges, into obstacles, into all those kinds of things. And so what happened is this morning I was soul searching and going through all that stuff in my morning routine, and I just had this aha that I am ransacking my marriage with these negative thought patterns that come up consistently, and it's all wrong, it's all a lie. The best is here. We are whole, we are one, we are in love, we are pushing forward, all those kinds of things. And these lies that I was believing in my head were all a distraction, a diversion from the perfect marriage, the great marriage that we actually have. And I just wasn't feeling it, and our feelings deceive us sometimes. So every day I have a reset in my AM routine. So having an active schedule, having a kind of a to-do list, having a tasks list, a focused attention to is a way to reset from these obstacles. I know one guy that he goes on a walk whenever something happens, and just that connecting with nature, connecting with himself, and meditating and all that kind of stuff happens during his reset time of his walk. Mine is my morning routine. But you got to have these reset times established in your daily routine because we're going to hit challenges, we're going to hit obstacles all the time, and you got to have something solid, kind of a foundation, fundamental in place to reset after these obstacles come. So to overcome my work obstacle, you got to have backups. So I back up my computer every day. I have Google Drive sync going on every day. I have a backup computer. You got to have some kind of backup in place whenever you are doing your goals and doing your challenges and all that kind of stuff. So in recording this video, I have the audio being recorded with a microphone, I have a camera recording my face, and I have a cell phone going as well, recording the video and the audio. So there are 3 things in place. I guess 2 cameras and 2 audio sources in place as a backup. If anything goes wrong with any one of these, if the camera video sucks, I have the cell phone camera that'll be good enough to get out. If the microphone audio doesn't work for whatever reason, I have the cell phone audio that'll be good enough to get out. And so I have all these backups set up in this video being recorded. I have a backup computer that I will have to fall back on. It's not as fast, it's not as powerful, it's not as big of a screen and all that kind of stuff, but I will be able to go through the motions and tasks and all those kinds of things that I have to get done today. And so you got to have backups, you got to have, I don't know, support, I don't know what it actually is, but backups, I guess, is the word. And just like in these video processes, I've had many obstacles and hitting them. So having a backup, having a fallback on is absolutely critical to overcoming obstacles. I learned this kind of the hard way in recording one of my videos. I knew that I needed to have backups, so I was doing an interview, and I forgot to hit record on our webinar service that the guest and I were chatting on, and I always have my side recorded with a backup, and I always direct my guest to do the same thing. I didn't want to complicate the tech situation for her, so I didn't tell her to turn on to capture the audio on her side, and I missed every single one of her words in that session because I did not have a fallback on. I didn't have a backup to her audio, so I had a one-sided conversation, all my words, but none of her responses and none of her conversations. This is Josh's editor, Josh. He missed a really good opportunity here to talk to you about analyzing and adapting whenever you experience obstacles. So the reason why he knows that he needs to have a backup video and a backup audio is because he has made 30 or 40 videos at this time because of those prior experiences, prior obstacles that he has encountered. He has adapted his video recording system to have those backups in place. So whenever you are moving forward, preparing for obstacles, experiencing obstacles, analyzing and adapting what went well, what didn't go well, is absolutely critical in overcoming your obstacles. I've been thinking through this 6 days at a time, challenging life mentality. And so every 7th day, I look back at the past week, what went well, what didn't go well, and then I prepare for the next 6 days based on the experience of what went well during that last 6-day period. No, it did not go good during that last 6-day period. And so analyze and adapt and make changes, add new stuff, take out stuff to overcome obstacles that you experience as you are moving forward in your goals. So be more active than the obstacles that you face. Have routines and schedules and resets and backups. You can beat it. You can overcome it. I'm here beside you. If you need any help in overcoming any obstacles, leave me a comment below and I'll be glad to help you out for free in any way that I can. Hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm Josh, preferablelife.com. Congratulations on hitting obstacles, because it means you're moving forward in life, and that is the goal in life. Hope this helped you. We'll catch you on the next one.